Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we just finished watching Tenacious D performing their version of Chris Isaac's Wicked Game, and we don't know whether to laugh or to cry. But in any event, we are now sitting down to watch the Viper playing as the Celts in blue take on Mr. Yo as the Persians yet again in red. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings and try to go up to Feudal, probably Castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Celts are a civilization built around their need for speed. Their lumberjacks work faster, which is great because the Celts need lots and lots of wood for their primary focus, which is siege. Their siege workshops work faster, their siege units fire faster, and all of their siege workshop units can be upgraded to get a massive 40% boost to their HP. Now, coming back to the need for speed, Celtic infantry move faster than normal starting in Feudal. Their castles and towers can be upgraded to attack faster, and their unique unit, the Woad Raider, is the second fastest infantry unit in the game and comes with a good amount of HP and a pretty strong attack. Now, in order to feed a big, hungry population, the Celts can convert and steal enemy herdables, even if they're standing next to enemy units, although in a closed map like Hideout, I don't anticipate that really being in play. Now, opposing the Viper, we've got Mr. Yo, yet again, like I said, playing as the Persians. We saw him try to douche the Viper in Arabia when the Viper defended, although I shouldn't say the Viper defended, I should say spoiler alert. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It is a fantastic fun game and a beautiful example of an amazing attempt to douche and an amazing attempt to defend. And in any event, as we saw in that game, the Persians, an economic powerhouse, very strong tech tree, very diverse. Not only do they get every single economic upgrade in the game, they do start the game with extra food and wood. Their town centers work faster, and as we saw, a la douche, their town centers come with double the HP, 4,800 compared to the usual 2,400. And like I said, on an enclosed map like Hideout, not really expecting a Persian douche. So hopefully we're settling in for a nice medium to long-term game. Maybe elephants, maybe, who knows? In any event, using their big economic advantages, the Persians do actually focus heavily on cavalry, even though they have a pretty strong tech tree otherwise. Their Nightline units come with extra attack against Archer. They're the only Civ in the game to have access to Hussars, Paladins, and Heavy Camel Riders with all cavalry upgrades, and I mean all, Stables and Blacksmith. Now, this greatly benefits their unique unit, the War Elephant, an incredibly powerful attacking unit with a huge amount of HP that does trample damage, but is both super expensive and super slow, although it can be upgraded to move a little bit faster. Now, Persian crossbows towards the later stages of the game can be turned into trash units by upgrading them to cost only wood. FYI, as per the latest notes in the upcoming patch, I don't know if it's going to be in the upcoming patch or in a patch or several patches later, a lot of big talk around the Persians, the developers saying something's a-coming, and we don't know exactly what. And so with we are waiting with bated breath. Oh, look at this. Look at the footsteps in the sand. Man, what a pretty game. I absolutely love to fanboy. In any event, let me zoom out instead of fanboying on a bunch of hoof prints in the did I just say the sand? I meant the snow. And let's take a look at the map that we are on today. This is Hideout, a map where players start opposite a big juicy forest. Sometimes it's big and juicy, sometimes it's a little thick. But whatever the size, it all depends on how you use it. So there are three ways to attack into your opponent. The first, cut a path through the forest. The second, there's usually a short route around, and then there's usually a long route around. So games are either super quick on this map, or they last a long time and are super duper fun. We'll see which path our Celt decides to use if he decides to engage into our Persian, or our Persian deciding to engage into our Celt. Mr. Yo, so far proving to be a pretty aggressive player, although the Viper, as we've seen recently, not exactly a shy, a shrinking violet, not exactly a shy player himself when he decides to put on the aggression. And with the Civ like Celts, man, let's see what he can do. For now, both players at 21 villagers apiece. Like I said, generally on an enclosed map like this where you do start the wall. I mean, it's not arena. You don't start with stone walls. On Hideout, you generally start with palisades, which, you know, if you spawn the Goths or the Cumans, you must chuckle to yourself and say, ha ha ha, welcome to my world, jackass. This is the stone-free world that we live in. But in any event, you do start in an enclosed off area. So that's why a Persian douche, not exactly a viable strategy. By the time Mr. Yo breaks into one of these palisades, the Viper will know exactly what's up and can prepare a defense and probably defeat it much, much easier, which is why I don't think it's ever actually a viable strategy on a map like this, especially when there's only 2 parts that you have to defend of your palisade walls. Although palisade walls are easier to break down than stone walls, so we'll see. Never say never. I mean, if you're looking for wonky, zany builds, look no further than these 2 players, both of whom are now heading up to Feudal. The Viper on the back of one more villager. Mr. Yo will hit first by basically the amount of time it takes to train a villager, which is shows exactly why the Viper has one more villager. We'll see what he does once he hits Feudal. I wonder if this is a random, yet another random spawn of a civilization, or whether he's practicing Persians or just likes the Persian civ. I mean, he's played many games. The games that I select to cast are not the only games that these players play, especially on ranked ladder. And so I'm not sure if they're choosing civs or if they are actually just randomly spawning, because, I mean, in theory, you could spawn the Persians in infinite number of times in a row, right? Unless you choose not to, or choose to not use the Persian, or not have them available. I don't know how it works with these high elo players, whether they choose or whether it's random, but in any event, it is what it is. One of the most annoying sayings that I've ever heard in my life that I love repeating because it's such a statement making a non-statement. It is what it is. Yes, it absolutely is. Blacksmith market going up for our Persian, who is 100 food away from going up to castle, which he just bought after selling a bit of wood. The Viper doesn't have to sell anything because he's got 800 food. So the second this market finishes, he is going to click up as well, literally 25 seconds behind his opponent. Sorry, my eyes had to pan across the screen, so you had to hear me drag out the 20s part of the sentence. The players continue to run circles around each other. Our Persian has spotted 1, 2, 3 relics. Our Celt, only 1. Ooh, that is, I always love it when it's literally 1 tile away. Oh, that's so sour. Oh my goodness, that's so sour. But the Viper does spawn this relic to the south, which Mr. Yo should. Now it's his turn to get soured. Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, now he should probably spot it, right? Right? Is he going to go north? Is he going to go northwest? North by northwest? That's a Hitchcock movie, right? Or is that a, no, that's, no, I think North by Northwest, I think is a music concert. There's something with Hitchcock with the directions. I don't know. My mind is so shocked by watching that Tenacious D remake of Wicked game. First of all, Tenacious D, oh man, are they talented. What an absolute talented duo, Jack Black and Kyle, ooh, his last name just escapes my brain for a second. But in any event, enough rambling. Our Persian hits castle. Our Persian plops down a town center immediately. They must have seen each other's bases by now. No, Mr. Yo hasn't scouted the entirety, the perimeter of his opponent's base, although he's getting a good amount of current vision. The Viper also hasn't seen much. Oh, man. The Viper not really keeping tabs on his opponent. Where is his scout? Chasing away Mr. Yo's scout. Mr. Yo's scout, will he see the town center? Will the villagers get there to start construction? Yes, they do, right? What the hell happened there? Okay, I guess Mr. Yo didn't see the town center. I thought he saw it when it plopped down here. In any event, a bit of a confusing situation for me as a caster. Good location for a second town center. Might have moved it 1 tile over, but it is what it is, guys. Third town center going up for the Viper. Both players jack and lumber in each other's directions, saying, hey, I'm a-coming for you. And let's see if you can stop me. Although, let's see who is the first player. Look at them jostling, vying for the high ground. Finally, both of them get the high ground. And it is the Viper who decides to retreat because his HP is a little bit lower. But no, the retreat allowed him to get the extra swipe off at Mr. Yo's scout. So first blood at the 16-minute mark of the game goes to our Celt in blue. But his light cav literally a stiff breeze away from dying himself. The Viper down 2 villagers, but with 1 extra town center, probably not going to be down for much longer, and already has monks out. Let's take a look at Relic Vision. Has seen the one in the corner now as well. 1, 2, 3 only, and now just gets a peek of the 4th. No extra monks for him. And Mr. Yo saying, you know what, I'm going to try to win this game through peaceful means, through negotiation, through economic cooperation, through technological and social innovation. I'm just going to build villagers for now, because who needs an army? There's a nice thick palisade wall. If you attack into me, I'll figure out what to build later. But that's not exactly how the game works. He is housed, which is why he's pulling no fewer than 4 villagers. Oh, that's so sour to get a house like that with 2 town centers. Although not a bad time when you're housed to start going for wheelbarrow and loom. Wheelbarrow also a pretty lengthy upgrade to get. The Viper continuing to get relics. Now moving to the one very far away from his base, even though has he seen this one as well? Yeah, so okay, so the Viper has seen all, no, 1, 2, 3, hasn't seen this one. Oh yeah, this sour one, that's 1 tile away. Okay. Now the Viper finally getting good amounts of scouting. Surprised by the lack of scouting for both of these players, to be honest. Mr. Yo shoring up his defenses with houses. The Viper doing the same, but not defensively. Oh, where are you going? They don't have hammers yet, so they are not building anything. They just have pickaxes. Where are these villagers going? Let's let the Viper take us on a journey of discovery to build a proxy barracks. And at the 19-minute mark of the game, it is our Celt who is moving out. Our Celt who is aggressive, and at the same time, the one getting wheelbarrow. Although, take a look at villager count. I said he's not going to be down for long. Already up 15% over his opponent. But remember, the Persian town centers do work progressively faster. Now that we're in castle, they are working 15% faster, pumping out villagers 15% faster. But no army yet for Mr. Yo. He is... By the way, no vision, no map presence, no information of any kind. He has no clue what's about to pop out of here. I mean, he's playing the Celts. Against the Celts, he must know siege is a possible option. In this case, infantry is a possible option. Supplies, okay, infantry is going to be the option here for our Celt. Ooh, not too sure infantry is the right play against the Persians, but let's see. Let's see, maybe I'm wrong. The Persians have so many options to deal with infantry. They've got their siege. They've got their cavalry units. They've got amazing ranged units. Let's take a look for now. The Viper, man, oh man, is he making himself comfortable at the west part of the map. And finally, our Persian moves out. Again, no hammer in his hand, so we don't know what the hell the point of this move out is. Where are they going? What are they doing? Has somehow had the game sense to move in this direction. Was he going for the stone? Is that why they have the pickaxes in their hands? But whatever he was going for, amazing discovery. Holy shnikes, was that a lucky discovery here by our Persian, who now has monks of his own and is heading up to Imperial. Oh man, he is heading up to Imperial light years ahead of the Viper, who is now getting long swordsman, a battering ram. Let's see it. The question is, will the quick Imperial... Our Celt has lost his scout from the opening parts of the game. Will the quick Imperial for our Persian hurt or benefit him? Gets a convert on the long swordsman. Take a look, by the way, now that the Celts move faster, when you convert, they lose that feature. The long swordsman moving at a 0.9, Celtic long swordsman at a 1.03. An interesting little feature of Age of Empires. I know, and this is what I was talking about. Why infantry, they have to engage underneath this town centers. 2 of them died at town center fire, but more and more are busting in. Stone walls finally being put up by our Persian. Although against how many? 3 rams. We'll see. He also has so many infantry units inside the rams. I see the red triangle of conversion here. 1 monk moving in from the east, from the right side rather. Another monk getting convert. So Mr. Yo here going siege and monk. Monk might want to get into the town center. No, never mind. Never mind. Martyr monk decides to sacrifice himself to heal, I guess, the villager. But now Mr. Yo's got the mangonel up, which means oh my god, the Viper's rams need to get the hell out of here. And again, this is just the incredible versatility of the Persians. I mean, we saw recently the versatility of the Chinese in the hands of Mr. Yo, but now we're seeing the versatility of the Persians in the hands of Mr. Yo. And oh no, did not defend the northwestern portion of his base. This little wall off is maybe too little too late. The Viper doing what he can here. Sorry, you may have heard a click there from my microphone. I'm not too sure what that was. We'll investigate that, because of course technical difficulties abound. But the Viper mixing in mangonels of his own. The Viper is inside the base. The town center, man, oh man, is a tanky. Any other town center, by the way, by now would have fallen with 2400 HP. This one with 4800 HP is still standing strong. These villagers repairing it. A monk repairing the villagers, otherwise known as healing, converts on the longswordsman as well. What is the direction? He hits Imperial. This is the direction. Right underneath my very nose. I was looking at the town center. I didn't see the hand cannoneers. Fantastic response by Mr. Yo. Take a look. The plus 10 attack bonus against infantry makes these guys absolutely the right unit. And Mr. Yo makes the right call going up to Imperial. Man, oh man. Gets the mangonel. The Viper starting to amass the gold, but still doesn't have the food. Not even a third. Just as I say that, hits the 30% mark. But look at the Viper undeterred. Who needs to go up to Imperial? I'm getting handcart, he says. Bombard cannon. Oh, the siege ram almost closed the distance. And look at Mr. Yo. Has defended his base with a quick Imperial hand cannoneer gunpowder play. With these amazing hand cannoneers and their plus 10 attack bonus. These are not Viking infantry with 20% more HP, which means they can take one more volley from these hand cannoneers. Oh, but there's the flags are up. Mr. Yo, the last thing you want to do right now is get surrounded by 30 infantry units. You don't know what's in those barracks. Loses a hand cannoneer to convert. Loses a monk to the converted hand cannoneer. Fantastic play by the Viper, although does end up losing his own monk. Defensive castle is up. Are we going to get to see Woad Raiders? Another town center. A fourth for our Celt. Persian town center being rebuilt. A third one being added into the mix as well. Civilian populations. My goodness, Mr. Yo. Bare bonesing it right now with less than 60 villagers. Or is it fewer than 60 villagers? Sorry. Okay, decides to delete a house. Decides to try to save this bombard cannon, but a bit of bad pathing. One villager moves forward, will be able to repair and save it. And oh man, oh man. Oh, that was so sour there for the Viper. As always, when you go infantry, always have to consider their ridiculously slow movement speed. Although, if you are going infantry in terms of movement speed, the Celts are pretty damn fine. And Amisio's doubling down on the gunpowder, up to a massive 65 villagers against 102 of his opponent, and the Viper is clicking up to Imperial. Let's see what he does. Now he's got a second castle up. I'm very curious as to how this game plays out. There's no way the Viper keeps building infantry without further upgrading them to champions, right? You'd have to think so. Otherwise, he's going to keep streaming one unit at a time. This area is now completely nullified. Is he rebuilding? No, he is not. He barely has any wood. He cannot rebuild his infrastructure. I don't know what was here. It looks like maybe 2 houses were built. But if he loses this proxy base, proxy expansion, he is going to be in serious trouble. And now he's trying a bit of a sideswipe. 2 villagers in the middle of nowhere. Oh, never mind. Not in the middle of nowhere. More proxy barracks for the Viper. Is going to lose this barracks. Oh, man. Oh, look at Mr. Yo. With 2 bombard cannons and how many villagers? 10 villagers. Cock of the walk. Viper sees it immediately with his long swordsman, with his castle, with his house. And how will the Viper reply here? Viper's got nothing to engage into this except woads. 11 of them. At the same time, the Viper is attacking, but he is attacking again a Persian town center. Sirio's castle. What? Why did he move those villagers for there for a quick second? Okay, his castle is up. It has more HP than the Celtic castle, which has been under bombardment this entire time. And what has the Viper built here? A bit of a reinforcing group of infantry there. Looks like the hand cannoneers cleaned up the intrusion into the base. And now the first Treb is coming out. I hope that he set the waypoint to the right, not to the left. Let's take a look. The Viper. Elite Woads are the answer over here. Going up to 20 of them. Oh man, they're only at a +2, although in 45 seconds will be +3, +4 armor. Needs to get Blast Furnace immediately. Where's the pathing? Yeah, path to the right, of course. Why did I even question that? 6 has become 3 because 3 have been peeled off over here to lead the hand cannoneers on a merry little chase while the Viper moves in with these 3. These are moves that the Viper is loves to do. The game sense that he has to lure away the hand cannoneers with the villagers. But look, now Mr. Yo doing the exact same thing to him. Castle has fallen to the bombardment. Oh no, the Viper. But here come the Woads. They are staggered. They are much quicker than those swordsmen were. And they are already in the face of the hand cannoneers. Let's see what kind of damage these guys... Oh, and they've got the surround, and a few of them are going after the bombards. This could be horrible for Mr. Yo Woads. My goodness, are they a tanky unit. And they attack super fast. Let's take a look. 2. Okay, so not a super fast attack, but... Oh, just barely gets the bombard before losing the last of the Woads. So the Viper cleaning this entire threat up. But there's still a castle. His castle is down. He does not care. Why? Because 2 siege workshops are being built to the east of Mr. Yo's base. But somehow Mr. Yo suspects. He says, hey, how come you're not attacking me here? How come I see barely any units streaming around? Where the hell did this Treb come from that the Viper is attacking it? But Mr. Yo, look at that game sense. Sees very little going on here. Says, hey, wait a second. You know, your score is higher than mine. You must be doing something cheeky. You must be doing something very sneaky from this side. King of the Hill Castle will get the stone. 3 siege workshops here. But has the Viper wasted too many of these swordsmen underneath town centers? And look at this. More wall-offs, but the Woads break in. Movement speed is the weak point now of these units. And look at... Oh, we're getting very close. We are getting very close to busting our way in through the center. Woads, eat that Treb for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shooter McGavining it. Oh, look at the Viper. Sees the hand cannoneers attacking a structure. Decides to give them a wide berth. But at the same time, oh man, 4? 5, 6 rams that are about to be capped. Viper's popping a cap in Mr. Yo's wall here. This is just absolutely bonkers. He is everywhere, the Viper, with these infantry units. Man, using that extra Celtic speed. I don't know that any other infantry civ, maybe Malians with their extra armor, but the Viper. Holy moly. What an impressive game out of him. Castle down. Woads are in. Mr. Yo just not able to get the wall off here in time. And luckily for him, did manage to get the wall off here. Otherwise, these rams would be all up in Mr. Yo's business. At the moment, they are all up in his kind of peripheral business. My goodness gracious, great rams of fire. They have busted their way in. His structures are still standing because that one Treb was destroyed. And Mr. Yo, what happened to all his hand cannoneers? Oh man, Woads raiding the villagers and a tower to shoo his units away. And Woads and more Woads. And if that's not enough for you, where are they? Even more Woads on the way. 49 Woad raiders are on the way to Mr. Yo's base. Mr. Yo's army supply, 13 hand cannoneers, 9 of whom are clumped in here, unable to defend. So this is obviously the better unit with the range, with the bonus against infantry, with the massive 17 attack. But if it's stuck here it can't defend over here, and it is a slow moving unit, 0.96 tiles per second to 1.4 almost. Wow, that is a 40% faster moving unit. So the Viper says, look, I know infantry is slow, but I'm the Celts, and my slow infantry is still faster than your slow gunpowder unit, and decides, wow, to just go a raiding. Let's take a look at the kill count. Mr. Yo, more kills, but look at the villager kills here. 50 kills for the Viper to the 2 of Mr. Yo. Wow, 100 long swordsmen, 48 hand cannoneers. I mean, obviously the hand cannoneers beat this. Peak APM. Okay, the Viper later on in the game, just a few minutes ago. Mr. Yo, very early on. Economies can't... Wow. I mean, what do you say to this? This is just crazy. This is 19,000 more resources for the Celt. I mean, would we expect? Remember, the lumberjacks do work faster. Food, crazy. Gold, crazy. Stone, crazy. Relic, all 5 relics for the Viper. Militarily, converts, 8 converts. But this is just bonkers. Even without the relic gold, this would be a 17,000 resource advantage to our Celt. And this is why I was wondering. I mean, I'm glad Mr. Yo decided to go to Imperial because he could get the hand cannoneers out. He is not exactly the Bohemians here with hand cannoneers available in Castle Age. But did it cost him too much? His infrastructure super weak. All he has are 4 archery ranges and a barracks. And even though the Persians with a very, like I said, versatile, powerful tech tree, he just can't keep up. The Viper just overwhelms him with his economy. I mean, take a look. I'm going to zoom out. Look at the establishment of the Viper here. 1, 2, 3, 4 castles to defend not only the periphery, but the inner guts of his base. Then he just pushes out. He doesn't need more infrastructure because he is going full Woad Raider. So all he needs are siege workshops, a castle, and some woads. And with that, and a little bit of elbow grease, it is the Viper who overwhelms a somewhat lethargic Mr. Yo, who played this very economically. 2 markets, okay. 2 markets, okay. Why not? Maybe was using one to block the path of some infantry units, but in any event, Mr. Yo, like I said, playing an interesting style here of just going full economy until hitting Imperial and then deciding what to do. The Viper, in the meantime, gave him no choice. Swarming over him, says, hey, I know your unit gets an attack bonus against infantry, but your unit fires at a rate of 3.5 seconds between attack to my 2, which means I just have to close the gap, and then my stronger unit is absolutely going to shred your unit with 1 melee armor only against my attack of 18. So these units basically attack on the same 17 and 18 -1, although yeah, the Woad does have armor as well. 5. Oh my goodness, the Viper giving us a fun show match here. Use of these Woad Raiders. And like I said, Mr. Yo, a little bit too heavy on the economy, falls behind militarily, and the Viper realizes that, pounces immediately, and takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.